Game of Thrones. We all know about Game of Thrones. We all know about the dragons, the war, the gore, the bloodshed, the sex. We know everything about it. So when Oberyn Martell first starred in the Game of Thrones in 2011, it was kind of a shock to all of us. Now, Game of Thrones has never been shy of talking about sex and sexuality in the show because it's an HBO show. Oberyn Martell starred in the show. He arrives in King's Landing to the show to seek revenge on the man who raped and murdered his sister. So he's coming in fierce. He's coming in hot. He's trying to seek revenge and vengeance for the death of his sister. But when we first see Oberyn Martell presented, he is first viewed, his first scenes of the character relate to him having sex with a sex worker, a female sex worker, and a male attendant. So it was the first time the show has talked about bisexuality and talked about a male character who is exact with vengeance and sex and ready to find the man that murdered his sister, but brings him out in a light that brings in the idea of tropes. He fulfills the slutty bi trope. This is common in television shows that shows him who's hypersexualized and, obviously wants to have sex with everyone, men or women, and it brings out this really bad trope of bisexuals only want to have sex. And we're sex-driven, sex-hungry, horny creatures of light that just doesn't make a lot of sense. Another trope that we can see is the evil bi trope, which puts bisexual characters as evil characters. They're the cheaters. They're the the home wreckers. It's just not a very good light to be shed on. Another trope is the unnamed bi trope, which does not present the character as bisexual. They just kind of lead him through life as a typical little character that just kind of does his own thing and without the show mentioning it. And another bi trope would be the straight to gay bi trope, often seen in television series, talking about one character who came off as straight and then had an experience with a man and then bam, he's gay. It doesn't talk about the experience of him being bisexual. It doesn't talk about him. It just kind of uses bisexuality as a stepping stone for being gay. And this character, Oberyn Martell, really fits into the slutty bi trope that is not very good for our representation in media, for bisexual representation in media, because we're not all out here trying to take your man. We're not all around trying to sleep with everybody. It's just untrue, and I think it's a very poor representation.